You have to be constantly proving to yourself and the little girl in you that you got your back. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast, where we center the stories of Black women as we heal from the painful relationships with our mothers. Welcome back to the Black Mother Wound podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnice. What's up, y'all? How is it going? How is everything? I hope you all enjoyed last week's episode, the last two episodes where we did the question and answer sessions. I got such great feedback from everyone, and I loved how there were so many things that you all could relate to from the people who asked the questions and even my own stories and my own experiences. So I loved that. I love it. I love it. I love it. What has been going on over here? I just got back from a girls' trip. Me and my homegirl Bessie went to Miami Beach for the weekend, and baby, we had a time. We had a time. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw us frolicking and causing a ruckus and in all the shenanigans while we were there. And I loved it. And I'm tanned, I'm rested, I'm glowing. I go out of town for another girls' trip, not this weekend, next weekend to Phoenix. So I am enjoying my summer. I hope y'all are enjoying y'all summer. And I also just want to make a note to say that I need everyone with in listening range of my voice. I need y'all to go ahead and get a moo and a house coat. The moo and the house coat has entered the building. Now, when it was wintertime, y'all know how much I love pajamas, and I still love pajamas. But the way the summer is set up here in South Carolina, and the way I need a breeze and I need it to be flowing through everywhere, you need a good house coat, a house dress, a moo that you can just throw on, sleep in, walk around in, twerk in, whatever. And so today, in honor of the moo, that's what we have going on today. And guess where this came from? It came from roses. Okay, the best house dresses and moo gonna come from Roses. They're gonna come from Kmart and places like that. You're gonna have to go where the senior citizens go to get the good ones. Because one of mine is one of those knee-length snap house dresses. What? With the little flowers all over it that look like I cook fat back and eat molasses and biscuits made from scratch. Okay, because I do and do. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on over here. Just some fresh breeze and frolicking. That's what this summer is about, fresh breeze and frolicking. And you don't have to go nowhere to find that. You can find that right in the comfort of your own home, okay? So, this is what I want to talk about today. I feel like this is more of a conversation because it is where I am right now. And I probably have found myself here many times, but I did not know how to work through it. And so I kept coming back to the same block, to the same lesson, because if you don't get the lesson, you're going to keep coming back. You cannot shortcut the lesson. You cannot fake learning the lesson. You cannot cheat the lesson. You're going to have to get the lesson. And this, what I'm about to talk about, I remember thinking about this as early in my early 20s, and I'm 50 now. So that just lets you know how hard-headed I am and how I've tried to circumvent learning the lesson. But I get it now because of my healing methodology for, healing my mother wound. So let me just jump right in. One of the biggest barriers to me moving forward in my life, right? And as someone who is a visionary, someone who is a dreamer, someone who is a creator, someone who is deeply connected to deep desires that they've had all their life, and they know that they're supposed to be doing certain things in certain places with certain people, and you just know this in your bones, right? That's who this is for, right? And I think that's everyone, right? I don't care how deeply buried those things are. I think everyone has that. But what would halt me every time is I couldn't see who I would be if I had the things I wanted, if I was the person I wanted to be, if I accomplished the things I wanted to accomplish. It was like the person that I am now can't do that. And so I don't have a vision of who I will be if I'm that person. It's almost like I'm dead. Like if I envision something outside of my comfort zone, outside of who I am, and then my fears attack me, the person that has to step into those spaces and those experiences, I could not see her. I did not believe she could exist, right? So I would always hit a wall. I would get to a certain point in creative projects, in jobs, in life, and then I would hit a wall and I would tumble, tumble back down the stairs to the first floor, right? And that caused me to keep going in circles. So if your life is feels like it's looping, that is probably happening to you too, because you don't have the power to perceive yourself in the healed way, right? And the way that you think you will look is really limited, and it is still based off of fears that you have, fears of abandonment, fears of rejection, fears of being shamed, fears of being alone, that no one will be there. All of those things, that's how you imagine your future. And that fear is stronger than your dreams and your desires and your ambitions, right? Like it cannot compete. Nothing can compete with your fear. Nothing, right? And so I don't try to get people to not have fears. It's like, well, I'm scared. I don't try to get you not to be scared, right? But what I have been teaching you is how to create a safe environment with yourself that is created by building a healthy relationship with yourself, right? Because when you have a healthy relationship with yourself, you can trust yourself. You know you can count on yourself. You know that you are going to be safe. And when you know that you're going to be safe, you can do things that scare you. You can walk into unknown places. You can do new things. You can dream bigger dreams, but you have to have created safety for yourself. You have to be constantly doing it. You have to be constantly proving to yourself and the little girl in you that you got your back. And when you do that, it becomes easier to step out there in unknown territory. I'm not meaning you don't get scared, right? Because I used to be very scared of doing podcasts, right? Stepping on here every week. What am I going to say? Are they going to like me? Is anybody going to listen? Then I was really scared to do a video podcast. I was like, well, what's going to happen? Is it going to be good? I can't even, because I'm not there anymore, it's hard to imagine what those fears were, because now I just plop down, turn the camera on and start talking like I'm doing right now. But it took a long time for me to get comfortable. I was recording the audio version of my podcast scared and uncomfortable. I was recording the my YouTube channel scared and uncomfortable. Every week it was like somebody was choking me, and I would do so many things to like avoid it, distract myself, do other stuff, waste time. And it was like, oh my God, you're going to have to do it. And I think a lot of people, they crumble under the pressure of the discomfort of moving out of their comfort zone because they don't keep themselves safe. They don't have a degree of patience, grace, understanding with why you feel the way you do, right? If I'm uncomfortable doing something, it's not, Why you scared? You ain't got to be scared. Fuck that. Just do it. What's wrong with you? No, it's like, oh, I know why I'm scared. Okay. So how do I kind of back my way into, completing the task, being productive, doing the things that I really want to do? And all of the answer to that is in every episode because it's in how you treat yourself. Did you eat, right? Do you have your water? Have you set up the environment, to where you can do whatever that thing is for you. I'm just using my podcast as an example. It could be absolutely freaking anything that is new to you, but you have a calling to do, right? And once you do that, you just then have a commitment because a part of showing up for yourself and letting you know that you got your back is that you are going to hold yourself to the fire, that you are going to hold yourself accountable. Nobody else can hold you accountable. Okay. I don't care what they say. You have to be willing to go dolo and hold yourself accountable. And that builds integrity with yourself, right? And the more you do this, and you can start with small things, you can start wherever you are, you will then become the person that you can't imagine being, who has, does, and is all the things that you dream, right? You don't become that person first and then you do the things. You become her in the process of doing the things. Like, they have to go together, right? It's like a teamwork aspect. And I don't know if I've talked about this, but I'm a very ambitious person, right? I have lots of dreams for my life, right? I'm driven, I'm a hustler. Okay? And I know that I have certain habits that prohibit me from becoming the fullest version of who I want to be. And that person is the person that can have the things that I want, right? And it's not all, I used to say, oh, I don't have enough time, right? Oh, that was my thing for everything. I don't have time. I don't have time. But in building a relationship with myself and being really honest with myself and holding myself accountable, I came to know you do have time. You just misuse your time and you make excuses for whatever reason, right? Maybe you're tired, maybe you're uninspired, maybe it's not the time to create. And then maybe sometimes you're anxious, you're worried, maybe you're not prepared. So you keep putting, it's so many reasons, right? But when I then started to implement things like better time management and finding a way to manage time that works for me, right? Because I can't work for long stints of time on one thing. I can do like 45 minutes on maybe four different things. I have to work on different things at a time because my attention span is really not that long. And then I got to go lay across the bed. And I know that doesn't make me lazy, right? That goes back to me building in the relationship with myself, knowing who I am. That's really what that is about. And accepting who I am and knowing that I am genuinely, not just with my mouth, but with my mind and my whole body and my heart, working toward the thing that I want. Okay. And the more you do that, the more you build confidence in who you are. You build genuine confidence. Confidence is built through evidence. I've talked about that before. And with that confidence, you then start to lose some of the fear around who will I be if I have this thing? Who will I be if I lose weight? Who will I be if I get the raise? Who will I be if I move out of the country? Who will I be if I stop speaking to these people? Who will I be if I start going to these types of places and events and start meeting these different types of people? Who will I be? You don't worry about that as much because you know who you are, right? And you're her now. It's not, oh, I will become her later. You're like, oh, well, I really am. I'm that girl now, right? And I will say the crazy part then becomes when you start to know that you are that girl now, before all of the things have happened, there are no more excuses, which then also scares people because we always looking for a way out. We always looking for a reason not to have to step into the fullness of who we are. And there are no excuses left then. And it really does make you have some come into Jesus conversations with yourself, because those are the ones that I'm having with me now. I am embarking on new projects outside of Black Mother Wound. I'm a writer, I'm a painter. These are things that I love doing, right? I love being with y'all and I love this community, but I have so many other things I want to do. And these things I also feel like fold into our community as well, right? I want to have, I'm telling y'all this now. I'm telling you all this stuff because of my own fear. And I'm like, if I can say it out loud, it will help me, because I know y'all gonna be like, well, where is it? But when you doing it? Well, when is it gonna happen? Right? So I have a book. I have a couple of books on my heart, and they're fiction books that I want to write. Okay. They're stories of Black girls and their juicy lives. Okay. I've got art I want to create. I have retreats that I want to do. Like, there are so many things that are new. It's like, oh, you want to do something else? I thought it stopped here, right? And I am having to really reckon with my own self around the pauses that I'm taking in moving forward with certain things, because I know it's not, I don't have time. I have the time, right? And who will I be in this community if I go off and create projects that don't, directly align with Black Mother Wound? Like, oh, are you gonna be, you will have left them, will they be able to relate to you? All these things that are fears that I have, that make me get off of the path that I know that I'm supposed to be on. And that's really also, this is what I was trying to say earlier and I lost my train of thought. This is why I think having dreams and ambitions is really good for the healing process, because it brings you in contact with yourself. There's so much that we've acclimated to that really has to do with having relationships with other people. Our whole life has been really about how we relate to others, whether it's a job, children, relationship, family, friends, whatever it is. It's very externally focused. And healing your mother wound is very internally focused. It's about you and you. And there's nothing more intimate than the dreams that you have for yourself, the ones that no one knows about, the ones that you don't believe, but they still won't go away. Those things, right? And using them as a mechanism to build a healthy relationship with yourself, right? There are lots of ways you can do it, and I've talked about them. You can build healthy relationship with yourself through play. I think that is excellent. You can build it through exercise. Anything that you enjoy for you, anything that is centered around you that you can engage in, is something that will help you build a better relationship with yourself, which in turn helps you feel safe. It creates and let me tell you about safety. Safety is the foundation of healing your mother wound. You can try and get through everything else, but if you don't feel safe, you can hang it up, right? But I really believe, for me, ambition is a personal development tool, I should say, or a healing tool, because it forces me to face my fears. It forces me to be honest about what I really want. And it forces me to pay attention to the voice in my head, the monkey mind voice that's telling me a lot of bullshit that I believe. It's not that it's just bullshit. It's like, oh, these are all the things, all the limiting beliefs I have about myself, right? I don't live in the right city. I'm too old. I waited too late. I haven't started yet. I don't already have this or that in play. I don't know the right people. And when I say it out loud, this shit sounds so crazy. It sounds so crazy. But in my mind, my ego, which still has fear, right? The fear of who, like, will you be able to have the same friends? Will you have the same likes? What will your life look like if you become successful in these areas, right? Will people like you? Will you have friends? It's so interesting because it makes me feel like I'm like in the third grade, and how much being accepted by others, being loved by others, being like a part of a group, it is how much weight it carries, right? And what I do find is, and this has just been through practice, so this is so y'all will know, as you grow, there will be people there to meet you wherever you are. And I think that was always a big fear for me. It was like, oh, I'm gonna be by myself. No, you won't. There might not be as many people, but you really don't need a whole lot of folks, right? But that's what I'm working on right now, because I got some stuff that I need to be knee deep in working on, and I haven't been. I've been thinking about it. You know what I mean? I've been thinking about it, but I haven't been doing about it. And I know part of it is because of my apprehensions around how I will be perceived, not only by people I know, but even people I don't know. And it is a very real thing. And I've been doing this work long enough to know that I can't pay attention to it. I just have to keep doing the work. And as I do the work, my confidence grows, and I have a much more logical perspective on myself, right? Which is what you need to have. Because right now, if you're stopping yourself, you don't have a logical perspective. It's just a lot of rules that you've made up in your mind as to why you can't be, do, or have something. They don't really mean shit. You know what I'm saying? But because they are things that the population buys into, society buys into, your friends, your family, other people are silently buying into it, even though they might not say anything. And it's like, oh, if I step outside of this, they're gonna think that I think I'm better than them. Ooh, how I get to the end just now saying that out loud. My God, they're gonna think that I think that I'm better than them, and that's gonna make them feel bad. That is codependency. That is a part of our mother wound where we have been made to feel responsible for how other people perceive us, and responsible for how other people feel about their lives. And somehow we are a thread in that when we actually are not, right? And it really does chain us. It chains us to a life that is not meant for us. And what I want to tell you is you cannot wait not to be scared. That's not really what it is. It is that you have to do the work to build safety with yourself. And in building safety with yourself, you can do it scared because you know you got your back, right? You know that you are the authority and the author of your life and your circumstance, right? It don't matter how long it takes either. Y'all know how I feel about that. So don't I feel like somebody want to be like, well, what if it take this long or that long? Don't do it. Don't put that in the comments. Okay. But it really is about, when you create safety, it's okay if you're afraid, right? Because imagine if you have a child and they're afraid of doing something. What you're telling them is, it's okay to be afraid, but I'm here. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. And in that, it gives them the support and reinforcement to do that new thing. And next thing you know, they forgot they were even scared about it. And now they jumping off of tables and couches and all that kind of stuff, when before they didn't even want to fall on the floor. It's the same exact thing. Okay. And it is very important. This is such a critical piece. And I think it's a great tool and an exercise, because you get to kill two birds with one stone. You get to do the work and healing your mother wound, and you get to progress your life and your ambitions and your goals. And that's very important for me. And I think even talking about that, sometimes I feel kind of cringy about talking about my ambitions and my dreams because I know they're a lot bigger than many people's. And I feel like I don't want to make people feel bad if they don't have those big dreams or da 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 da. But I really can't worry about that. That's why I was like, we're going to get on here today and just chop it up about where I am. And when I talk about something I'm working through, y'all usually working through it too. And this is what I'm working through. And it is accepting the brilliance of me, right? Accepting, like, oh, you have talent, you have gifts, and they deserve to be exposed. They deserve to be put on Front Street, and you deserve to go right along with them. And you cannot worry about how you are perceived in that. You not even can you not worry about it. You have to completely forget about it. You have to become so self-centered, right? And such a cheerleader of your own that you can only have one view of yourself, and that's that you're fucking amazing, and that you can do anything, and that no one can stand in your way, and that all the things that you accomplish are just an extension of you, who you've always been, and it's your responsibility to move in that direction, right? That is what I'm telling myself and what I'm telling you too. So that's pretty much what I have going on today. And once I finish this episode, there's a writing software that I'm going to download that I've been waiting to download for the last 2 weeks. I haven't downloaded it. So as soon as this episode is over, I'm going to download it. Um, I'm going to keep y'all in the loop. I don't usually share I never share what I'm doing because I'm always like afraid of a backlash because that's the environment I grew up in, that somebody is going to throw shade on it. But I do feel like, we have a space here, where we can talk. And I think this is a great way for me to stay on track too, as far as me using you all as my community and my support system as I'm moving through things in the ways that, you all come to me. And that's why I love us so much. I love us. I love us. Da, 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 da. Okay. That's all I got for y'all today. Love you dearly. I'll be back next Tuesday. If you're watching YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're listening, please leave a review, a 5-star review, and tell me why you love the podcast. I really love seeing and reading how this impacts y'all. Y'all come into my DMs and y'all email me about it, but like leave it on the go into the audio version and leave me a comment and 5-star reviews. I love y'all. It means so much. Take good fucking care of yourself. Don't let nobody play in your fucking face. Nobody. I don't care who it is. Okay? See you later. Bye.